Hi and welcome. A lot of you often ask me why did I join KEDGE Business School, how was my journey, where do I come from, what did I do before coming to KEDGE and what I'm doing after KEDGE. So I have written lots of blogs, lots of articles related to my journey on LinkedIn, on Quora, and on our website Edvisory.in. But right now I'm in KEDGE Business School campus, so this is very sentimental for me as well because coming here every time is pretty nostalgic and I get quite sentimental. But I wanted to share this journey with you. So the journey after graduation started quite 9 years ago when I did my engineering in India. I was in BBT and IIM Lucknow. I did my engineering. After that, I joined a company called TCS. Most of you might know. I worked with Tata Consultancy Services as system engineer in IT sales for 2.5 years. After that, I worked with a German company in Gurgaon called Bertelsmann in cybersecurity, and I was working on Microsoft products. So technically, I was selling all kinds of softwares, including Adobe softwares, IBM softwares, and then I worked for 6 months with Google pre-sales in Gurgaon selling their ad spaces. So it was already probably 5.5 years when I decided to go for masters, because by the time I was working there, I found almost everyone had a master's degree, and in India everybody has an MBA. Technically everybody has an MBA with this kind of middle level management, or I would say junior to middle level management shift. So I wanted to go for MBA not because of the peer pressure, but I wanted to go for a master's degree to upgrade my skill set, because I believed if I am in sales or marketing, I should probably study that because I was an engineer by then. So I wanted to go for an MBA. But in India, you only have MBA, and I wanted to specialize. I didn't want to study human resource. I didn't want to study operations. I was in marketing. I wanted to study international marketing or international trade because I wanted to work with international organizations, doing international sales. So I kind of wanted to go for a specialization, not a general management program, which is not available in India. India has some fantastic schools, but this is the problem. So, and there was one more reason why I chose not to study in India, because of the duration. After 5.5 years, you probably want to study for 1 year, and you want to be out of job only for 1 year, because if you're going to study for 2 years, you're going to be out of job for 2 years, you're not earning, you have a bank loan, you have a lot of financial responsibilities, of course, you are missing, working, you have a daily schedule of going to jobs, and you have lots of other plans as well. So these were two major reasons why I wanted to study abroad. Now, where abroad? There are 200 countries. Should I study in Bangladesh, Pakistan, Australia, America, Canada, China? Where should I study? Now, I thought of my goals. My goal was to go for 1 year program. Now, where do you find 1 year programs? You don't find them in Asia. You don't find them down under in Australia, New Zealand. You don't find them in Americas. Where do you find it? You find them in Europe. Now, where in Europe? Because Europe is a continent with 50 countries. You have Slovakia, Slovenia, Romania. I don't know if Romania is part of Europe still, but still, Switzerland, Italy, Portugal, Germany. So where do you study? You want to study in international student destinations which are ranked among top 5 or top 10 in the world. You want to study in a country where education system is quite good. Rankings are pretty high when it comes to the kind of institutions you want to study at. Investment should be taken care of. Of course, everybody wants to get into Harvard Business School, but you need to have 1 crore to study there when it comes to a master's in business administration. And I wanted to have a stay back as well, because I wanted to go to a country where I would go and study and work and gain international exposure before I come back to India. So after all this research, I finalized on 3 countries: France, UK, and Germany. Now, the problem with UK is that, so the good thing about UK is that it has fantastic programs, all taught in English. UK is everybody in India knows about United Kingdom and the kind of universities they have: Oxford, Cambridge's, Warwick, Manchester, Lancaster. All of these are very, very good universities. But the problem is, once you graduate, you have to go back to India because there is no stay back, there is no work permit. Now, you're only left with 2 options: France and Germany. So what happens with France and Germany is that Germany is very good for technical education, while France is very good for non-tech. It is very good for tech as well, but it's far better compared to Germany when it comes to management, because you have HEC, you have ESSEC, you have KEDGE, Neoma, Audencia, SCAP. All of these schools are very, very good. Of course, not these schools are known in India, because I think nobody in France or Germany knows about IIM Ahmedabad, IIM Ghaziabad, SPJ and Mumbai, because that's true. These are very good schools, but regional schools. IIM Ahmedabad is a great school for Indian students to study in India and make a career in India. Similarly, where I studied, it's a great school for us, for anyone to study in France, make a career in France, or probably Europe. Now, so I decided to go to France, and I made a list of 5 schools, which I recommend to everyone, because you can't just really apply to one school and what if you get rejected. So you have to make a list of top 5, top 6 schools, but you have to be very careful about the program. So I wanted to study international business. As I suggested, I didn't want to go for general management. Now, when I chose international business, the next part was to first of all understand my budget. I didn't want to study, invest 50 lakhs, 60 lakhs. So I had a budget of around 20 lakhs. I had seen my profile and kind of caliber that I have had. So I have probably, 75% throughout in my academics. And then when it comes to budget, my budget was 20 lakhs. I wanted to study international business. I always wanted to go for top 10 schools, which is something I still recommend to everyone. Whenever you are going abroad, at least target the best schools. I mean, it's one thing to target and another thing to get into those schools, but at least target the best schools, right? So when you target the best schools, you have the opportunity, even if you're not going to the best, you will be going to very good or probably good or average school, but you wouldn't be going to a bad school, a poor school. Technically, there is no bad or poor school, but I mean, we all know there is a caliber, a ranking of schools, and that's why there is a school which is ranked 1 and a school ranked 100. So my recommendation is go to top 10. So I made a list of 4 or 5 schools where I wanted to apply. KEDGE Business School was first on my priority because they have the best international business program. GMAT or GRE is recommended but not mandatory. IELTS and TOEFL for Indian students is not required anywhere in France if you have studied in English medium. I studied in army schools, Kendra Vidyalayas, CBSE board, so I didn't technically need IELTS or TOEFL. So I straight away applied to KEDGE Business School International Business Program. There were 4 other schools in my kitty where I wanted to apply, but all of them have application fees. So if one school has an application fees of let's say 100 to 150 euros, if you're applying to 5, it's going to cost you around 500 to 700 euros. Now, I didn't want to waste that kind of money at one go, so I wanted to apply to one school and get a result and then apply to second one. But for this, you need to apply early, because if you're applying in May, you don't have enough time to wait for the result and go for the second one. So apply to probably 4 or 5 at one time. So I apply in the month of probably October, November, and this is something that I recommend all of Indian students who applied before. Once I did that, I submitted my application, paid my application fees. Within a couple of weeks, I was called for an interview. I had an interview with program director. Within a few weeks, the process went well. I got the result, paid the tuition fees. There is a different process. Lots of videos have been made, blogs, articles have been written about the entire process, how admission process is done, completed, visa, insurance, social security, everything is being taken care of. Now I come to Marseille. This is probably September of 2015 when I come to Marseille. I started my program. Again, lots of videos, articles I have made on that journey, but this video is about what did I do, what I'm doing right now, and why KEDGE. So why KEDGE, I already told you it was best for international business, and it was among the top 10. And recently I got the QS rankings as well. It's ranked 37th worldwide. So technically I studied in a school which is ranked higher than 17 IIMs in India. The program is ranked 37th worldwide. Now, once I graduated, you have to do an internship, a mandatory internship at KEDGE Business School. But KEDGE is one of those very good schools, few good schools, which allows you to do a full-time job, a CDI job as well, instead of an internship, because first 6 months of a job are anyway probation, so that works. So I got 2 internships and a job in Paris. I obviously chose the job. I worked with that company for 2.5 years before I moved to India, created my own company, and today I help Indian students to in their applications and their formations. I consult them about what kind of universities they can go to, what kind of programs they can go to, what tests do they need, how's the visa procedure and all, and I help them who want to study at Financial Times ranked 100 schools. I represent my business school in India, so Edvisory does not work with any school, but we have the official office of KEDGE Business School in India because it's my alma mater, and we help Indian students who want to study at KEDGE. and that's absolutely free of cost. So this is all about my journey. Where did I start? What did I do before coming to KEDGE? What did I do at KEDGE? Why I chose KEDGE? Why I chose this Marseille campus, because you have multiple campuses, but Marseille is one of the most beautiful campuses in south of France. I wanted to be here, and then I of course worked in Paris, so I kind of saw best of both worlds. After that, I moved to India. I already told you, created my own company, and I help Indian students to study abroad, not at random not in random countries, not at random universities, but again, Financial Times ranked 100 schools, and exclusive assistance for all those Indian students who want to study at KEDGE Business School. So my team helps Indian students who want to go to other business schools or other universities absolutely free of cost for consultation. And at KEDGE Business School, entire assistance is exclusively free of cost. So if you want to study at KEDGE, feel free to reach out to me at prayat.tripathi@kedgebs.com, or just log on to edvisory.in, or just log on to KEDGE Business School website. If you don't know any of those, just open Google, write KEDGE Business School, or just write edvisory.in. Feel free to reach out to me. I'll be glad to help you out, and I wish you all the best. Always think 5 years ahead whenever you want to do something. If you want to study in a school, always expect something from yourself 5 years down the line. What do I want to do? Where do I want to do? And what is my goal? Then you will be able to make the right decision for yourself. So once again, good luck, all the best, and I am sure you'll do great things in life for yourself and your family. Thanks.